Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fuel used, number of strokes involved, type of ignition, arrangement of cylinders, and so on. There are so many ways to classify engines, right? But do you know that there are different types of combustion chambers as well? In this video, we are going to talk about the different types of combustion chambers in SI engines. First of all, why are there different types of combustion chambers? As we know, engines develop power by burning fuel in the combustion chamber. The combustion chamber should be designed in such a way as to enhance engine performance. Over the years, combustion chambers went through some modifications like changes in the position of the spark plug, location of inlet and exhaust valves, etc. Based on these modifications, combustion chambers can be divided into different types: THead type combustion chamber, LHead type combustion chamber, IHead type combustion chamber, and FHead type combustion chamber. Let's start with the first type. THead type is the earliest used type of combustion chamber. This was introduced by Ford in 1908. In this type, the inlet and exhaust valves are placed on either side of the cylinder block. As the valves are placed on either side, they require individual camshafts to operate them. This makes it difficult to manufacture, and the chance of knocking is high in this type. Hence, these types of engines became obsolete after World War I. But they continued to be in use in fire trucks until the 1950s. In order to overcome the disadvantage of the THead type, the LHead type was developed. This type was used by Ford between 1910 and 1930s. In this type, the inlet and the exhaust valves are placed on the same side of the cylinder, and thus they can be operated using a single camshaft. The advantage of this system is that it has a simple valve mechanism which can be lubricated easily. This results in ease of maintenance. But because of the location of the valves, the distance that the air has to travel is more, which results in loss of velocity, eventually ending up in knocking. To avoid this, Ricardo modified the design by placing the spark plug over the valves. This reduces the distance that has to be traveled by the flame, and thus the chances of knocking is less. LHead type combustion chambers can be found in Ford Model T and Ford flathead V8 engines. The next type of combustion chamber is the IHead type. In this type, both the valves are mounted on the cylinder head. Hence, this is also known as overhead combustion chamber. The valves at the top provide a direct passage for the fuel, which makes it more efficient. This was first developed by Buick, and it has been in use since the 1950s. Overhead combustion chamber can also be classified into two: bathtub type and the wedge type. In the bathtub type, the spark plug is placed at the side and the valves are placed vertically at the top. In the wedge type, the valves are placed inclined, whereas the spark plug will be at the top. This type is seen in the Plymouth V8. The advantages of this type of combustion chamber are less knocking, low emissions, and high volumetric efficiency. The last type of combustion chamber is the F-type. This type is an intermediate between the L and I type head combustion chambers. It has an inlet valve at the cylinder head similar to the I type, and the exhaust valve on the cylinder block similar to the L type. The F-type chamber was successfully used by the Rover company and in Willys Jeeps. The advantages include high volumetric and thermal efficiency. But the location of valves demands individual camshafts for their operation, which is a disadvantage. With this, we have seen the different types of combustion chambers in SI engines. Stay tuned for more interesting videos. Until the next one, bye.